There we go, start recording. So I'm dragging in a vocal in. I've got my import session data. I went to imp file, import session data, and got that in here. I found my session that I want, and I just click on these. If I just want to put them on a new track, I just click on it here. I'm just literally clicking once. You can also select it over here, but then you have to click twice, so it's kind of a pain. And got this here. I'm not going to import my tempo or meter. I'm going to just find my tempo. Yeah, all this stuff here. Good. So I'm going to hit OK. Inputs are missing. That's fine. And now it pulls in everything down here for us. And we can see here's all my vocals that I had before. And the drum loop here. Now, the reason I brought this drum loop in was so I can figure out what tempo this is at. I don't remember what tempo this is, so I'm going to go ahead and solo this out. Instrument group, which is not a thing anymore. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so that's our drum loop. Cut that. Now I'm going to highlight this section here. I just trimmed it where the loop is. So if we listen to this, if I go ahead and loop this, okay, it's a perfect loop. Now what I want to do, and it doesn't really matter how you find that perfect loop, you just got to find that perfect loop somehow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit Command I on here. Make sure that your link timeline edit selection is turned on. Hit Command I. I'm going to go in here, I'm going to put this as 4 bars. We can see this is, everything is at 135, so that was at 135. So, undo that. Grab these vocals down here. And let's see, well, let's redo that 135 thing. Grab this here like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make these all into one group here. Command Option, I think it's Command Option G to make these tracks into a group. So I can edit these all as one thing without having the tracks actually be grouped together over here. So now, let's take these and I'm going to put all these tracks. I'm going to do a Pro Tools group on these as well. Vocal group, IDC, or IDV, sorry. Well, I'm gonna group the tracks together right now. And I think you're a little bit behind me. I don't know exactly what I'm talking about here. These clips. Pro Tools are called clips, not regions anymore. They stopped calling it regions for a long time, but maybe, yeah, I mean, you probably corrected me for something I said, which you're probably right. I probably did say it wrong, but so we got our clips here, and then our tracks are over here, and I'm gonna group all these tracks together as well. So I got them right down here. Ooh, there we go. Now on all these tracks, I'm going to turn them into elastic audio mode. I'm going to put them in polyphonic, even though it's a vocal. They're all vocals. I don't like monophonic in Pro Tools. It doesn't sound very good. So I'm going to move these over here to the beginning. Or I don't have to move them at the beginning. They can just be like right wherever they want to be. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them into Tix mode. They're already in Tix mode. And then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this tempo here. Oops. So now, change the tempo here to 150, which is my tempo that I'm bringing them into. Now everything should change. Now all my tempo, all my vocals here should be at my new tempo, my song, at the new tempo. Let's see what this sounds like. I feel like they need to be, let's just hear what these sound like here. I want to hear what they sound like without all my drums playing. Yeah, good. all this stuff. Let me make sure my mix and everything is set up. And when you drag anything in, when you import data from another track, you just got to make sure that you're good to go. For the most part, we are good to go. Vocal group, yeah. Let me just move this over here because they're in the wrong spot, organizationally wise. There we go.
Yo. My name is.
Yeah, you can hear what happened. When I cut them out, it did something wrong. But that's okay. What I can do, I think. Yeah, it's really weird. I wonder why that happened. All right, let's ungroup these. Command Shift U. Or sorry, Command Option U. Command Shift U is a different thing entirely. Command Option U. And yeah, these are like all over the place. So whatever I just did not work at all, obviously. If I had one, yeah, let's try that again. Let's see, so they're all, are they even locked in?
Yo.
Oh, so when I brought them in, they didn't even.
Yo. My name is.
Weird. Huh. They came in at completely the wrong tempo. That's weird. Okay, well, I'm gonna, instead of like futzing around with all these here, I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm not sure why they are all different though. It's so interesting. Let's see if we can move them over and make them the same. Maybe we can. I'm holding down Command to drag these over. This look like a different tempo though.
Yo. My name is Tony. I got a cat.
Oh, I know why. These are all. Okay, interesting. These are different. These are different things. Okay, so we're not. You know, we're just gonna take the one. Y'all remember this one? I just don't have my microphone here with me, or so I just re-record this, but I don't have my microphone on me right now. Here, we're gonna use these two here. These look like they're okay.
Yo. My name is Tony.
There we go.
I got a cat. His name is Unko. He's really furry. He's
Okay, we're gonna just use these ones here. This vocal one is the only one we're gonna use here. That's hilarious. It's like totally off. Let's see if we can do this. All right, so we're gonna bring this in and make this, it's at 150. We've got our tempo here. Get rid of this drum loop. We don't want the drum loop here. Get out of here, drum loop.
Yo. My name is Tony.
There we go. Okay, we'll just use this one.
His name is Unko.
There we go.
He's really furry.
Cool.
He's a furry guy.
All right, so we're gonna take this here and what was it, like one? Let me get that drum loop back in here real quick so we can just get that. Oh, it's 135. That's what it was. So in order to make this here fit with everything, kind of an easy-ish way to do it, which should be easy-ish. And again, if we were in Ableton Live, I would do it just a totally different way. It'd be much easier to do this in Ableton Live unless. Hold on, let me just see something real quick. Put this into Elastic Audio mode. Elastic Properties. They are from pre-Luna days. Joe calling me out. Oh, source tempo. Here we go. 135. There we go. There we go. That was easy. Boom. Yeah, calling me out. Yeah, they're totally from pre-Luna days. Yep, 100%. Definitely from pre-Luna days. All right, so let's move this over here like this.
Yo.
Cool.
Yo. My name is Tony. I got a cat. His name is Unko. He's really furry. He's a furry guy.
Yeah, okay. Here we can move this around. And I'm gonna make this so it fits in. Definitely pre-Luna days. I don't know, should I start rapping about, should I start like making songs about Luna? I don't know if Luna deserves songs yet. There you go.
Yo. My name is Tony. I got a cat.
Cool.
His name is Unko.
Now you can hear it's not I guess maybe the original tempo was not 135 because this is not working. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag it over. And if you're wondering, actually, this has nothing to do with chains, effect chains. So what I'm going to do here is we've kind of gone off on a little bit of a tangent, but that's okay. It's actually a good tangent to go off on. It's a good thing to learn about. Here is what we're going to do is elastic audio. I'm going to just drag this over until it fits with the tempo of my song because I did it at one tempo and it was a fine tempo. It was steady. So here we're going to do this. Grab all this stuff here. I'm just going to duplicate that. Cool. All right. And let's just see what happens, whoops, when we stretch this over.
Yo, my name is Tony.
Okay, that was too far. Let's see. Put it in subs, this mode here, and drag it over. That's still not right. Click on audio clips and drag them around, like drag on audio like Tony says. Is there a way to click on audio clips and drag around audio like Ableton Live? You mean the audio inside of the clip? Is that what you mean? The answer to that, I don't actually know. If that's something you can do in Pro Tools. I think the answer is no, you can't really do it in Pro Tools. If we're talking about the same thing, where you hold down like Shift and Command or Shift and Option or whatever, and you can drag the audio inside of it. Is that what you're talking about? Is there a way to click on audio clips and drag around the audio like Ableton Live? Or are you talking about like down in the bottom part? Because if you're talking about down in the bottom part, then the answer is no. Yellow tabs. Oh, you're talking about elastic audio. Yeah. Y'all didn't learn about that last week? Y'all should have learned about elastic audio last week. Tony, let's talk about that in Zoom because that's something y'all should have learned about last week. And if y'all didn't, we have to go through all that again. Elastic audio was last week. But basically, yeah. So if we're using elastic audio in here, if I go in here to my, let's go to Warp. And let's see here. Elastic audio is not intuitive. That's why you got to practice it. And you got to practice it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go into elastic audio here and just adjust the sensitivity here. I right click to get the sensitivity. It has not improved. I mean, it's improved. So here's the interesting thing about elastic audio and Pro Tools and Ableton Live and not FL Studio, Logic. So Pro Tools elastic audio sounds the best. Hands down, sounds the best. It is the smoothest sound. It sounds amazing in Pro Tools. It's really, really great. Ableton Live sounds good. It sounds great, but it doesn't sound as good as Pro Tools. Ableton Live, the way you do it in Ableton Live is actually really intuitive, but the way to do it in Pro Tools, if you learn about it, it actually does work out pretty well. So it's something you got to practice. If you're using Pro Tools, you do have to practice it. Doesn't it help with timing? It does help with timing. Yes. Yep. It allows you to do timing stuff. So let's listen to this.
Yo, my name is Tony. I got a cat.
Yeah.
His name is Unko.
Yeah, you can hear it's just off. And so I must have had the original wrong time down. Let's just see. See if I stretch it this way, what happens.
Yo, my name is Tony. I got a cat.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right at all. So I'm going to keep going with this one here. And we're going to just put it back at 135. We're going to call that right. But then I'm just going to cut it. Instead of moving everything around with elastic audio, go in here and cut these because these individual ones should be fine. And I'm just going to move these around. Turn off my TCE tool. Adjust these a little bit just to make sure we're not overlapping anything. And so if you're doing any kind of remixes or whatever, this is the type of thing that would really actually super come in handy. If I had my microphone right now, I just re-record stuff, but let's hear. Move all this stuff over.
Yo, name is Tony. I got a cat.
Got a cat where it goes right here. I'm gonna start it.
I got a cat. His name is Unko.
Cool.
His name is Unko.
Cool. I'm just gonna move these around over here like this. Keep low.
He's really furry.
Cool.
He's a furry guy.
All right, you can hear these a little bit. I feel like they're a little bit rushed, so we're gonna go back and adjust the timing on these individual ones a little bit.
He's a furry little cat.
And then this one here.
People like to pet him all day.
All right, cool. Now I can stretch each one of these individually out by making sure we've got my elastic, my TCE tool here set up in the upper left-hand corner. TCE, boom, and just stretch it. Grab it and stretch it. And make sure you're on elastic audio. Everything's set up for elastic audio. And you should be good with this stuff here. Let's stretch this one this way a little bit. And because these are just a little bit, they're a little bit fast. And I'm just gonna earball it here. Now let's listen to this.
Yo, my name is Tony. I got a cat. His name is Unko. He's really furry. He's a furry guy.
Yeah, hear that one sounds fast. Stretch that out, move it over.
He's a furry guy.
Cool. And I'm gonna take this one. And now if we want to individually adjust the words inside of here, because right now I'm just kind of adjusting groups of words. I'm gonna go ahead and put here. Move this over.
He's a furry guy.
Nice, sounds so much better. And I did by going back to warp over here, which is something y'all learned about when you're doing the Sharp Hand Joe thing. And I know I've been getting those from you, so I know you've been learning about it.
He's a furry guy. He's a furry little cat.
Okay, that one's a bit fast. Move it back.
He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day.
Okay, we're gonna stretch that one out. People like to pet him all day. Yep.
He's a furry little cat.
I'm gonna go ahead and stretch this one a little bit more.
He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day.
Cool. And if we want to go ahead and adjust the levels and like the timing inside of here, I'm gonna go into warp mode. And let's make this a bit bigger. Put a couple of markers in here. Where are we? There we are.
People like to pet him all day.
Okay, I'm gonna move some of these around. Move that one, move this one. I'm gonna move this, oops, not that. I'm gonna put a marker here and move it over.
People like to pet him all day.
There we go.
People like to pet him all day.
And you're gonna hear that it's getting a little bit weird here because I'm actually adjusting the timing quite a bit. Move that back a little bit.
People like to pet him all day. People like to pet him.
Yeah, you can hear if I solo it out.
People like to pet him all day.
Yeah, it's a little bit, it's gotten like kind of weird. Let's put a marker here and see what happens. Get rid of this one.
People like to pet him all day. People like to pet him all day.
Yeah, and you can make little adjustments here like this.
People like to pet him all.
All right, cool. Zoom in here a little bit, move this back over.
People like to pet him all day.
There we go, that sounds natural. Okay, so what we want to do is, oh, there we go. Just go back and listen to this, make sure it sounds natural.
Yo, my name is Tony. I got a cat.
Right, here, let's listen.
Yo, my name is Tony. I got a cat.
Cool.
His name is Unco. He's really furry. He's a furry guy.
Cool.
He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day.
And you can hear these first ones are a little bit rushed as well. So I'll just pull this back a little bit. Wait, rush would be this way. Make them a little bit longer, drag them over. And I'm not leaving this warp view here. I just gotta make sure you're careful. If you're not leaving the warp view, just gotta make sure you're careful about where you put things, how you move things around. Let's go back to the beginning. I'm gonna turn off my bass for a second. We don't want that, I'm tired of that bass. My vocals here. There we go. Bass stop. There we go.
Yo, my name is Tony.
There we go. Much better.
I got a cat.
Yeah. Let's move you over.
I got a cat.
Now this one here, I'll move that back because I wanted to hit right there.
I got a cat.
Huh. Go ahead and move this one. Put one there. And I'm double clicking on these to put a marker there.
I got a cat.
Yeah, that's better.
His name is Unco.
I'm gonna put a marker here. Not there. Right. Right. Zoom in a little bit. Put a marker right here. Get this one here as well. Move it over. Unco.
I got a cat. His name is Unco.
Yeah.
He's really furry.
Okay, so go ahead and grab this one here. Let's move the marker over here. Stretch it out a little bit. There we go.
He's really furry.
Cool, and the whole thing, I'm just gonna come back this way a little bit.
He's really furry.
I think that's off. Hold on, let's listen.
Unco. He's really furry.
Yeah, that was way off. I was moving the wrong way.
Unco. He's really furry.
Yeah, I like that.
He's a furry guy.
Now you can hear this one sounds a little bit weird. Let's solo it out.
He's a furry.
Right, that's like wax sounding. So what we're gonna do is, now one thing you're seeing here is, you see how it's like, I want to move this marker right down here, but because of the edge, it's on my TCE tool. So I'm gonna turn my TCE tool off and drag it back this way a little bit. Oops. Smart tool. And then move this back that way.
He's a furry guy.
There we go.
He's a furry guy.
Nice. Stretch this one out a little bit. Move it over.
He's a furry guy.
Yeah, that's here. It's like rushed. Let me put one right there. I might get rid of this one here.
He's a furry guy.
There we go. Move this one back a little bit.
He's a furry guy.
Okay, cool. So the main thing you want is it to sound natural.
He's a furry guy.
Perfect.
He's a furry guy.
Great.
He's a furry little cat.
Okay, I'm gonna mark these up a little bit too. Sorry, I didn't mean to get going with this stuff today, but it's actually kind of fun. I hope y'all are enjoying this. Very serious stuff.
He's a furry little cat.
Okay, let's move this one over.
He's a furry little cat.
Nice.
People like to pet him all day.
Nice. And this one here again, stretch it back that way, because you need to get this in here, get that breath in there, or that little mouth sound.
He's a furry little cat.
Move that over a little bit.
He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day.
Awesome. Okay, so now we got this sounding pretty good. Let's go ahead and check out our effects chain, all right? So we brought these vocals in here from another song, and we made them so they sound pretty good. We're going to start singing more. So when we talk about Ableton Live and recording audio into Ableton Live, don't worry, we'll get some songs about Luna in there. All right, so we got this in here. Now, vocal effects chains. Let's go look at our notes. Notes. There we go. Your main parts of a vocal effects chain are your EQ, your de-esser, your compressor, and your EQ again. So you might notice, like, wait, we've got two EQs in here. Why do we have two EQs in here? Well, one's a utility EQ and one's a, let's say, a fashion EQ. The utility EQ is literally just to cut out the low frequencies, because you don't want the low frequencies from a vocal microphone, from your vocals going into everything. It's just not gonna, it doesn't help anything out. The de-esser, what that does is it takes out the sibilance, and the compressor compresses it just to smooth it out so it's not too loud and soft all over the place. And then the second EQ is, like I said, it's our fashion EQ. It's gonna make things sound pretty. All right, so that's what we've got right here. The EQ, first EQ utility, low cut, approximately 100 hertz, depending on the vocal or the voice. The de-esser compresses the sibilance, S and SH sounds, S and sh, like that. And then the compressor, slight overall compression. And the EQ, make it sound pretty. It's probably going to be a different EQ from the first one. The first one will be just like a filter type of pass, high pass or something like that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go in here, and this first EQ I've got here is exactly that. It's set for 100 hertz. Then let's put a de-esser in here, because that's what I didn't have before. De-esser, boom, right there. There we go. There's my Waves de-esser.
Yo, my name is Tony. I got a cat.
Okay, let's go here.
His name is Unko.
Cut those S's out. It's not the best microphone in the world, so there's not a lot of S's going on, but let's just listen to it without the de-esser.
Yo, my name is Tony.
Okay, a little bit more.
I got a cat.
Set that to 150 in this case,
Unko.
because I don't want those low frequencies at all.
He's really furry. He's a furry guy.
And you can hear it's not
He's a furry little cat.
a whole lot of S's going on.
People like to pet him all day.
It's not horrible.
Yo,
Turn
my
this
name is Tony.
turn this first one down.
I got a cat.
There we go.
His name is Unko.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of some of these. I'm going to go ahead and load up a preset in here, the male SH. There we go.
Yo, my name is Tony. I got a cat. His name is Unko.
Let's see what it sounds like. Let's go back to the S.
Yo, my name is Tony. I got a cat. His name is Unko.
There we go. We can see it's compressing. It's attenuating a little bit here, and that's what we really want. You don't want it to sound like somebody here. If I do too much, it's going to be way over the top.
My name is Tony.
Here, that's like too much.
I got a cat. His name is Unko.
It's taking out those S's too much. We don't want to do that much with it.
Yo, my name is Tony. I got a cat. His name is Unko.
There we go. You still want to be able to hear them. The main thing is also, if you're making music for clubs, or if you want your music to be played in giant sound systems, you really need to make sure you're messing with this stuff, because if you don't, it's gonna really overpower the sound system, and it's really gonna mess with your mix too, especially if you got a lot of hi-hats and stuff in there. So you want to be careful about that kind of stuff. All right. So next thing we got here is our BF76, our compressor here.
Yo,
We just want to smooth things out.
Tony. I got a cat. His name is Unko. He's really furry. He's a furry guy.
Now you'll notice,
He's a furry little.
actually most of these vocals are like around the same level, except for this one here is a bit loud. So I'm gonna pull that one down in there, kind of a little pre-thing here, maybe a little bit more. Just gonna eyeball it here to make it about level with everything else. There you go. Turn this one down a little bit more. There we go.
Yo.
Now what you don't want,
My name is Tony.
you don't want your compressor
I got a cat.
for this kind of stuff to be more than like minus
His name is Unco.
3 to 5 dB.
He's really furry. He's a furry guy. He's a furry little cat.
Push it a little bit harder.
People like to pet him all day.
There we go, cool. And that sounds pretty good like that. Now, different compressors operate completely differently. This one comes with Pro Tools, that's why I'm using this one. It's a good one for just kind of getting a smooth sound. But this one, you can hear the compression quite a bit if you over compress it. There's an amazing compressor that you can get with UAD stuff, and I guess some other companies probably make a emulation of it. UAD, there we go. That is our, my mind is blanking on the name right now, but I will show you. The Teletronics, the LA2A. These here are super, super famous. And the cool thing about these, it's great, is that you can really push the compression and it still sounds very natural. So
Yo.
you can gain
My
up,
name is Tony.
compress it a lot.
I got a cat. His name is Unco. He's really furry.
This is our output gain, by the way.
He's a furry guy. He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day.
Now, the cool thing about this thing is that you can see, first of all, there's not a lot of controls going on. You really just have your peak reduction, which is how much compression you want to add into the signal. And then you have your gain, which is how much you want it to be turned up afterwards. And that's about it. You can put it in limiter mode versus compression mode, but it has a fixed threshold. You can't mess with the threshold. Just how much you want to reduce it by is all you can really do with it. There's not a whole lot going on here. It's like magic sauce. It just sounds good. These things have been around for a very long time, and they're used on vocals a lot. So that's that one there. Actually, I'm going to use that one instead of BF76. I'm going to get rid of the BF76, no insert, put that right there. And now let's put an EQ in here. And let's go over here to our Avid. Let's see what Avid's got for our EQs. Nowadays, I haven't really messed around with Avid EQs a lot. Let's just see what's in here. Phasers, tape echoes, time adjusters. Doesn't look like there's a lot in the EQ department. Channel strip is an EQ. Okay, well, here, oh, graphic EQ. What does this one do for us? That's not, yeah, it's like a pedal. All right. So the regular EQ that comes with Pro Tools is fine. It's pretty good. It doesn't have any real character to it. So I can use this to boast up some stuff.
My name is Tony.
Now we can listen to it.
I got a cat.
Right.
His name is Unco.
Maybe we want to boost some of the highs.
He's really furry.
Now you might say, but Tony, hold on a second. You brought out some of the highs with the de-esser. That's what a de-esser does. You got rid of some of those high frequencies, and now you want to add them back in. And the answer is, yeah, you do, because you don't want the de-esser to kill all your highs entirely, just where the S's come through. But you still want to have that nice air into the sound. So we're gonna put some back up here, up in the top end.
My name is Tony.
I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of some of the.
I got a cat.
Get rid of some of the boxiness of the sound here in the hundreds.
His name is Unco.
That sounds better.
He's really furry.
Go boost like 100 there, like
He's a furry
1K.
guy. He's a furry little cat.
All right, that's sounding better already.
People like to pet him all day.
All right, awesome. I'm gonna loop this. There we go.
Yo, my name is Tony. I got a cat.
The other thing I'm going to do here is driving me nuts is I'm going to put some fades on these. Because that is absolutely just driving me bananas, driving me nanners on some of these. I cut the breath part out. So I'm just going to go through real quick. Just put some fades on here. I'm just doing it by hand real quick just because it's super easy how I've got things. There we go.
Yo, my name is Tony.
There we go, cool.
I got a cat. His name is Unko.
Nice, much better.
He's really furry. He's a furry guy. He's a furry.
Now what's this vocal double? Oh, this is the doubling when I doubled it up. Okay, so I don't need that anymore. Get out of here, you. Delete. Go straight to the vocal group. There we go.
Yo.
Ah, that's what was happening.
My name is Tony.
Okay, I was wondering why I was having to push it so hard.
Cat.
There we go.
His name is Unko.
There we go.
He's really furry.
Awesome. Now we got this, and the vocal sounds pretty good here. Let's put some reverb on it. Let's get some reverb going to it. So, or going to some reverb here. So we're gonna go over here, stereo aux, and we're gonna call this one vocal reverb. All caps. I don't want it to be all caps. There we go. And we got our reverb in here. Let's use a let's go with a off-brand reverb. Tired of using the Pro Tools reverbs. Let's use Verb Suite Classics. Oh, yeah, this is my Slate stuff. Let's see. Vocals. Boom, 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 boom. Now we can see over here, we want the dry wet to be all the way to the right, dry all the way dry. And I'm gonna go ahead and set this up to go to that reverb here, like that. And have them both go into my vocal group. There we go. Solo safe this one here. Excuse me, sneezing.
Yo.
Turn this up.
My name is Tony. I got a cat.
That's a lot of reverb.
His name is Unko. He's really furry. He's a furry guy.
Just hear what this sounds like.
He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day.
I think that sounds better.
Yo. My name is Tony. I got a cat.
There we go.
His name is Unko.
You can hear how nice that sounds.
He's really furry. He's a furry guy.
No, that's not like a special effect. It's just like a dry, it's like a dry-ish vocal sound. It just kind of makes it like, give it a little bit of width. If we want to put some kind of effect on this, let's see, is there kind of any, I don't think there's like any effects in here. What we could do, let's add a little bit of delay into this vocal here. Charlie says, I'm not ready for this conversation. All right, so let's put a little, some delays in here as well. Stereo, aux, let's call this one vocal delay. And go over here to the end, and our vocal delay here. Send this over to the vocal delay track we just made. Boom. This one's also going to go to our vocal group. Bus, vocal group. And here, now on here, let's get a delay going on. And again, let's get a delay. I'm going to grab a delay from somewhere else. Let's grab... let's not get too weird. Let's oh, this one's a fun one, a little primal tap. This, let me make the sound toys. This one here is one of my favorite type, the primal tap here. Where are you? Primal tap. There we are, primal tap. And this one is an emulation of something. I don't remember exactly which one it's an emulation of, but something from like the 80s. And what we're gonna do in here is send it over to the, there we go, like this. And let's just get a little stereo width going on with stuff. So here, let's go into our presets. Let's go to basics, double wide, short delays, double treble. Let's see what that sounds like.
Yo, my name is Tony.
That's all right, kind of cool.
I got a cat.
The mix all the way up.
His name is Unko.
There we go.
He's really furry. He's a furry guy.
Kind of cool.
He's a furry little cat.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to send it back to my vocal reverb over here. So we can get some of that reverb from the vocal that the vocals are originally being sent through.
Yo.
Smooth them out.
My name is Tony.
Yeah.
I got a cat.
Cool.
His name is Unko. He's really furry.
Let's see.
He's a furry guy. He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day. Yo, my name is Tony.
You know, that's just like kind of
I got a cat.
off on the back there.
His name is Unko.
And we're not using any feedback for this either. It's just the timing here. And they had it set like much tighter. Like that, 49, 67. Let's try this one here.
Yo, my name is Tony.
It's kind of cool sounding.
I got a cat. His name is Unko.
Now, the main thing that we're talking about here with these effects on the vocal here, the main thing that I'm listening for and that I'm doing here is making sure that I'm not muddying things up. Now, we could go with more of a special effect type of thing. Let's see here. Let's go with a... They don't have anything set up. We don't want too super long. Let's go with double wide, see what that sounds like. It's going to be the same type of thing. Chorus and synced.
Yo, my name is Tony. I got a cat.
There we go.
His name is Unko. He's really furry. He's a furry guy. He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day.
Huh.
Yo, my name is Tony.
There we go.
I got a cat. His name is Unko.
That sounds pretty good.
He's really furry.
Also,
He's a furry guy. He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day.
now, the thing is with this is that you want the vocal to kind of pop, but you don't want it to be too much going on. Now, another thing that I would do with my vocals, and this is going back to our chain, is in here, I'm going to make another aux channel, and I'm going to call this one vocal with something like that. And we're going to use the Sound Toys micro shift here. And if you're wondering, like, wow, Tony, you use a lot of Sound Toys. Yeah, I use a lot of Sound Toys stuff. I was talking with you, Joe, the other day, and we can have another conversation about this after you've seen me thing here. Second book, I think you have to fix the fade in. Second hook, the fade in, maybe. Well, here we'll go back and visit it. But Joe, you and I were talking about like Sound Toys and which, what maybe I recommend that you kind of pick up because there's a couple things on sale right now. And if you want to be doing creative stuff like this, then Sound Toys is the way to go. You were talking about you wanted to make some beats, but you're also like you're doing a lot of like editing for audio books and voiceover stuff like that and podcasts. That kind of stuff you don't really need Sound Toys for, because Sound Toys is more for making a mix pop and making things like it's kind of like it's not your salt and pepper, it's your cumin. It's your paprika. It's like the spices, thyme and stuff like that. Salt and pepper is like FabFilter Pro Q3, which they might be running a sale as well. And then Charlie's, we'll come back and check out that fade in a second. I'm not too worried about it yet. I'm more interested in showing you all some of these things here. So what I'm gonna do with the vocal width here is I'm gonna spread that vocal out to the sides without actually singing it or using the vocal part, because we've kind of spent a lot of time messing around with it, right? So we're going to go over here and we're going to send this track to vocal width. And the vocal width, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an EQ before this one here, so we're not really getting the main meat of my vocal right around here. So, and turn it up, and let's see, let's put it in pre so you can just hear what's going on with it here. So I'm gonna do like that.
Yo.
Okay, here.
My name is Tony. I got a cat.
So this is my vocal, my micro shift.
His name is Unko.
We can put it into different types here.
He's really furry.
Let's see.
He's a furry guy.
Yeah, so here, this one here, these different presets.
Cat. People like to pet him all day. Yo.
Doubles.
My name is Tony.
Right, and we put it back with the original.
I got a cat. His name is Unko.
There we go.
He's really furry.
Push that up a little bit.
He's a furry guy.
Here, how it kind of.
He's a furry little cat.
There we go.
People like to pet him all day. Yo.
Cool.
My name is Tony. I got a cat.
And that just kind of makes it.
His name is Unko. He's really furry. He's a furry guy. He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day.
Turn some of these down a little bit.
Yo. My name is Tony.
Get this going into the vocal group.
I got a cat.
There we go.
His name is Unko.
There we go.
He's really furry. He's a furry guy. He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day. Yo.
There we go.
My name is Tony. I got a cat. His name is Unko.
Cool.
He's really furry.
Let's do one more thing here. Let's get some more like mid going on in my voice. I'm going to do that by adding a saturator in here. Go over here to mono, aux track, and let's call this one vocal saturation. Or just vocal sat. Even though I spelled it wrong anyway, so vocal sat. So what we're going to do here is this one here, let's add some, like a little bit of, I want to add some meat into it and get it more quirky type of sound going on with it, just here. Mono. So in here, let's use the we're going to send it over. It's again, we're doing a parallel effect, and that's what we're doing here with the vocal width, and also with this one that I'm about to put in here. We're doing vocal saturation is right there, parallel effect, and because we got the original vocal coming through here, but then we're also going to send it here. We're going to balance it out right here. And then let's use the decapitator. All right, I'm going to turn it down and slow this out here. Mute these so we can just hear that one sound.
Yo.
All right.
My name is Tony.
Let's go ahead and I'm just going to put this pre. Now the reason why I put it pre is so I can hear what the decapitator is doing to the sound by itself. I'll change that in a second here.
He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day. Yo. My name is Tony.
There we go. Let's
I got a cat.
pull that up.
His name is Unko. He's really furry.
Yeah.
He's a furry guy. He's a furry little cat.
Can you hear like that right in the middle there?
People like to pet him all day. Yo. My name is Tony. I got a cat.
Now we can.
His name is Unko. He's really furry.
Right. So you can see here, I've got a lot of things going on here with this vocal here, and it's just one line But it sounds, let's take all the stuff off and go back to our original vocal here. Here's the original vocal.
Yo, my name is Tony. I got a cat. His name is Unko.
Put this stuff back on.
He's really furry.
There you go. There's that.
He's a furry guy. He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day. Yo, my name is Tony.
And I guess, you know, how much you can hear that or not, but it just sounds a little bit more like it's got something going on there, to me anyway. All right, so that's the vocal side of things. That's all the stuff here we talked about here. Delays and reverbs, and it's basically, we just talked about it this as well. Delays and reverbs, it's a good idea to run your delay into the same reverb as the original track that's feeding them both. So in this case here, we had our vocal. The vocal here goes into, has our delay over here, and it has our reverb, and the delay is also going into the reverb. And if we wanted to, we could also smooth all these things out here as well. This decapitator and this one here could go into our reverb as well.
Yo, my name is Tony.
But with these here,
I got a cat.
I have to balance them.
His name is Unko. He's really furry. He's a furry guy. He's a furry little cat. People like to pet him all day. Yo.
There we go. Yeah, it's got some substance going in and cutting out anyone's other issue. If I am, sorry. I don't know that I'm cutting out. All right, so we've lost some, I feel like we lost some people here. Yep, we've definitely lost, well, I guess a few people are cutting in and out, okay. Oh, T rejoined, okay, cool. All right, so, all right, great. T, awesome. So we can see here, I mean, we've got the vocal here, but for that one vocal line, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 aux channels. For the bass, we got one bass here. We got 1, 2, 3 bass aux channels. So, you know, it's not just about your audio channels, it's about your aux channels, your routing, your effects groups, all this stuff here. It's like, you know, your effects chains, like how all this stuff works together. It's really important here how this stuff moves. Let's see here. Do I save? Oh, macro cancel. That's funny. Yeah, good. Okay, cool. File, save as, option. Command Option S. Command Shift S. Oh, it's, oh, interesting. Okay, I saved it in a different program. I gotta make it so it's only for that one program. Here, do this. Trap beat, effect chain, vocals. Okay, there we go. All right, so that brings us to the end of this vocal effect chain stuff. Now let's talk about a couple things here. Markers, bounce, commit, freeze. This goes along with it. Let me actually, here, we're gonna make a new video here.